Here are some quick questions to identify gaming preferences. You settle down to play a game of a very specific genre, like, a sword and sorcery game where you're expected to be able to wade through thousands of low-level opposition, or something like a police procedural where you're expected to be able to solve the crime. And the point of the game is not solving it, but what you do while solving it. As the game continues, you keep failing to uncover major clues, or you keep getting beaten by low-level opposition. You're playing a game like Top Secret, or at any rate, a spy game. And you're on a motorcycle. Your character's being pursued by the villains. You need to get back to town to help save the day. Between you and the town is a giant canyon. It may actually be the Grand Canyon. And the motorcycle that you're on is a rocket cycle. And the rocket may or may not work, and whether or not it works and facilitates a jump or a massive explosion comes down to a roll that happens behind the GM screen. Play continues. You approach the canyon, jump, survive, escape the villains, save the day. Later, you learn that the game master rolled the die, but didn't really look at it. Your group is faced with a puzzle to solve, and this puzzle has many intricate or clever clues that you've been collecting over time, and as the campaign moves forward, slowly this picture starts to emerge, and through clever reasoning, you figure out what the puzzle solution is. You solve the mystery. Satisfying. Later on, when you decide to run this game yourself, you discover in the GM section that the advice for running this kind of puzzle-based game, or this kind of mystery, is to just listen to what the players think is a good solution, and how they think all these clues tie together, and then just go with that. You're playing in a heroic pulp game. You've been squaring off against a villain, and you and your group have been worried that this time the villain's going to win, but you go head-to-head, you beat the villain, and in so doing, the villain falls to his death. And because this is a heroic pulp game, you know there's a very good chance that this villain might come back, so you check. You find the body, you discover it's dead. Now this is kind of breaking the conceit of the genre a little bit, but you know that this villain, dead. Later, at the end of the campaign, for a climactic conclusion, the villain returns. It's a tense situation. The group is near death, or the clock is ticking down to the wire. Miraculously, the group succeeds. You have no idea if the GM played it straight or not. Just how does the Game Master's and your fellow players' presentation and handling of in-game elements affect your enjoyment of the game? Let's share.